field work for 2023. I looked maybe a little unkempt. In 3 days, I did all the remaining tillage on the farm. How do I get that done in 3 days? Well, I don't sleep. That's the short answer. I don't sleep. I just keep going and going. Fill fuel in, grease it every 10 hours, and just keep going around the clock. My wife's not crazy about that. I've done it before. When I got this tractor, I didn't know it that well yet. And I went 46 straight hours with it without checking oil on the engine because I never shut off the engine. So that was a little bit risky. But I can check everything else while the motor's running. While I'm filling up fuel, I grease it, check the oil and all the bogey wheels and stuff, just to make sure everything's good to go. I check around for leaks, check the water to make sure that's at the right level. Just do kind of a visual checkup and then just keep going. Now, I gotta admit, after a few days have gone by, you start losing your senses a little bit. You're not quite as alert as you once were, and so it takes a little bit more concentration. But I'm out here in the field, so basically the only person I can basically hurt is myself. But that's why it's really important for me just to keep my mind with me all the time. Now today was my 3rd day, so I was going to take a little bit of nap. My wife took over. I got a nap in for 1 hour, and she called me because she had the bolts break on one of the points on the chisel plow. So that's the most sleep I've got. And she felt kind of bad about that. She hated doing that, but that was the only way we could keep things going. But the main thing is just to keep going and going and going. The other day we had a young couple with their daughter stop by. Now I'll let you take a look at that video. Well, what do you know? I got guests with me today. They came out for a ride. What do you think, little gal? You like a ride? She's not quite sure about this, I don't think. This is a different view for me anyway. Having the experience of driving, especially a track tractor, and that was their first tractor ride for their little daughter, and the daughter seemed to really be amazed by it all, so that was kind of neat. Just the final words for this year. Basically, it was a tough year to get through because when you have such a lack of rain like we had, a lot of things just don't go the way you planned them to go. And when you make plans, it costs basically money. You're not putting money out there hoping that you're going to get the rain, the weather, you're going to get the right weather, you're not going to get some big windstorm and blow things down. And that's why they say farming can be a little bit of a gamble, but it's an educated gamble, because most all years things work out. This year wasn't a total disaster. It's just expenses are so extremely high now today in farming, like many other industries. Many people's personal lives, they've noticed their expenses are so much higher than what they used to be. Life has gotten riskier, business has gotten riskier, farming's gotten riskier. So I think we all share that, whether you're in agriculture or in another industry, or even in a job. Somebody that goes to work on a job, he never knows if he has that job the next day, the next week, the next month. Life has a lot of gambles with it. But I think the important thing is when something goes wrong like this year and it really got dry, I think the best thing you can do is take what you can and learn what you can from that year and move on. So next year I'm already preparing for a good crop, because if you're gonna plan for a failed crop, that's exactly what you're gonna get, is a failed crop. But if you plan for a successful crop, most years you're going to get it. There's so many variables, but no different than other things in life. So I always thought it's the best thing to move on. It's like my grandpa always said, you can only pluck a chicken once. You know, once it's plucked, you can't pluck it again. You move on to the next one, then you pluck that one. So it doesn't do a lot of good to dwell on the past, so to speak. It's still fun. It's an enjoyable. I wouldn't be sitting out here straight going for this many hours, several days, if it wasn't that much fun. I mean, I enjoyed it last night. Yeah, sure, I start getting a little bit tired, but I didn't want to quit. I enjoyed what I'm doing. We had something else that just came up after my wife was going to take over, and I'll show you it here on the camera. I don't know if you can see that, but there's 3 gauges here. One is for water temperature, one's for oil pressure. Our fuel gauge went out on us. Because I take notice of everything going on with my machinery, I know about how many hours I can go with a full tank. So I fill a tank up full, and I know about how many hours I can go. So that will be our second repair for this harvest. However, it's not something that we need to stop for. Just keep going. So, until my next video, that's our big surprise video. Stay safe. Glad you joined us on this journey through 2023 crop year. And we'll see you next time.